Okay, so you want to own a lottery. Not buy a ticket, own the game. Print some tickets, put them behind the counter, watch the money roll in. And honestly, it works. The lottery has the worst odds in all of gambling. Worse than slots, worse than roulette, worse than the worst blackjack table in Vegas. $109 billion industry. No other bet even comes close. But the person selling the tickets? 5 cents on every dollar. So let's find out where the other 95 cents goes. Here's the thing. You can't own the lottery itself. The state runs that. But you can sell their tickets. You just need a store first. If you already run any kind of retail store, gas station, convenience store, liquor shop, even a grocery store, you can start selling lottery tickets for less than $1,000. There's an application fee, a security deposit, and a weekly terminal lease. All in, you're looking at $500 to $2,000 depending on your state. That's it. No casino license, no billion-dollar building, no background check on your net worth. You need a counter and a power outlet. It's the lowest barrier to entry in legal gambling in America. The problem is what you earn. Your commission is 5 to 6% on every ticket sold, $1.50 on a $30 scratch-off, 10 cents on a $2 Powerball. The average convenience store moves about $400,000 in lottery tickets a year. Your cut? Roughly $24,000. That's not a business. That's a part-time job. But here's what the commission doesn't tell you. Nearly all lottery customers buy at least one other item when they walk in. Gas, coffee, cigarettes, a bag of chips. Lottery buyers spend nearly 2/3 more per visit than people who don't buy tickets. And when jackpots cross $500 million, your overall foot traffic jumps by 1/5. The lottery isn't your product. It's your billboard. It pulls people through the door so you can sell them coffee and hot dogs at margins 5 to 10 times higher than anything behind the lottery counter. Those items are where the money actually is. Now scale the store up. Better location, more foot traffic, busier counter. Your lottery commission climbs to 30 or 50 grand a year. But the coffee, snacks, tobacco, and fuel that lottery customers buy on the way in and out, that adds $80,000 to $120,000 in annual profit. Your commission is the smaller number. The stuff people grab on the way to the register is worth twice that. The lottery is the bait. Everything else is the hook. 10 stores, 10 terminals, 10 locations pulling foot traffic. And you're clearing over $1 million a year once you count everything those customers buy. In November 2022, Joe Chahayed, owner of Joe's Service Center in Altadena, California, sold the winning ticket for the largest Powerball jackpot in history, $2.04 billion. His bonus from the California lottery? $1 million. One ticket, one customer, one morning. But you're making 5 cents on every dollar. So who's getting the other 95? Let's follow a single dollar through the system. About 2/3 goes back to players as prize money. 1/4 goes to the state government. 5 to 6 cents goes to you. 3 to 4 cents goes to the company that runs the terminals, and about a penny goes to advertising. That means the house edge, the cut the lottery keeps from every dollar, is 35 to 50%. For context, slot machines keep 2 to 15%. Roulette keeps just over 5%. Blackjack with basic strategy keeps 0.5%. The lottery takes 10 times more from every bet than a casino does. And nobody calls it gambling. They call it a game. Now, here's who's really winning. 2 companies control almost the entire backend. IGT, International Game Technology, runs the terminal systems for about 3/4 of American state lotteries. Scientific Games prints roughly 70% of all scratch-off tickets on the planet. Between them, over $5 billion a year in revenue. Their business model is simple, and it's brutal. They don't sell equipment. They take a 1 to 4% cut of total lottery sales, forever. They don't pay prizes, don't run advertising, don't deal with winners or losers. They just build the pipes and collect a toll on every dollar that flows through. Think of it as a gold rush. You're panning for gold, the state is selling claims, and IGT is selling shovels to everyone. But the biggest trick isn't who gets paid, it's where the state's cut actually goes. Almost every state lottery markets itself the same way. Proceeds benefit our schools. Georgia funds the Hope Scholarship. Florida funds Bright Futures. New York says it sends billions to education every year. Sounds good. Here's what actually happens. The legislature receives lottery money earmarked for education, then quietly cuts its own school budget by roughly the same amount. Net effect on classrooms? Close to zero. The lottery money doesn't add to education. It replaces money that was already going there. North Carolina promised 35% of net proceeds to schools when it launched its lottery in 2005. Within a decade, that number quietly dropped to 25%. It's like your dad handing you $100 for textbooks, then taking back the $100 he was already going to give you. You don't have more books. You have the same books and a thank you card from the state lottery. And then there's why scratch-offs, not Powerball, are the real money machine. Scratch-offs account for roughly 2/3 of total lottery revenue nationwide. 3 reasons. First, instant gratification. You don't wait 3 days for a drawing. You scratch, The rush hits in seconds, not days. Second, the price spread. Tickets go from $1 to $100, and a customer who walks in for the cheap one always sees the expensive ones sitting right next to it on the rack. Average transaction climbs without anyone saying a word. Third, the churn. Most small wins, the 5s, the 10s, the 20s, get reinvested into new tickets at the counter immediately. That $5 prize never leaves your store. It becomes another ticket, then another, then another. The money circulates in a closed loop between the customer's hand and your register until it's gone. One more thing about scratch-offs. The layouts are engineered. When you scratch 3 symbols and reveal 2 top prize matches out of 3, that near-miss feeling isn't accidental. Brain imaging studies show that almost winning lights up the same reward circuits as actually winning. You feel like you were 1 symbol away, so you buy another one. That feeling was designed into the card before it left the printing press. The game isn't random for you, it just looks random. So the lottery's the worst bet in gambling, and the education money is an accounting trick. But the real risk isn't the math, it's the people. Now for the part where things go seriously wrong. Eddie Tipton was the Information Security Director for the Multi-State Lottery Association, the organization that runs Powerball and Hot Lotto across dozens of states. His job was to protect the random number generator. Instead, between 2005 and 2011, he installed a rootkit, a self-deleting piece of malware, into the RNG computers that forced them to produce predictable numbers on specific dates. He rigged drawings in 5 states over 6 years. On December 29, 2010, he walked into a Quick Trip in Des Moines and bought a Hot Lotto ticket worth $16.5 million. Muscle employees are banned from playing. He passed the ticket to an associate who tried to claim it through an offshore trust in Belize. The Iowa Lottery refused to pay without an identity. In 2014, they released the store's surveillance footage. His own coworkers recognized his voice and his walk. Sentenced to 25 years in 2017, the guy hired to guard the vault was the one emptying it. And when the scandal broke, lottery ticket sales in Iowa dipped for months. Every retailer in the state watched their commission checks shrink because one guy in a cubicle decided the system was his personal ATM. Then there's the threat that's already here. As of 2026, more than a dozen states sell lottery tickets online. DraftKings paid $750 million for the app Jackpocket in 2024, a platform that lets anyone buy a Powerball ticket from their couch. No gas station, no impulse buy, no foot traffic. About 1 in 7 convenience store customers walks in primarily to buy a lottery ticket. Those customers are also the ones grabbing coffee on the way out, buying cigarettes at the counter, filling up their tank while they're there. iLottery doesn't just kill your commission on their ticket. It kills every other purchase they would have made inside your store. And during jackpot fever, when foot traffic surges 20%, those are exactly the customers who disappear first. The states love it. They keep a bigger cut without paying retail commissions. For you, It's a slow bleed with no tourniquet. And underneath all of it is a problem nobody wants to talk about. As of 2025, households earning under $10,000 a year spend 5 to 6% of their income on lottery tickets. The top 20% of players buy 80% of all tickets sold. Massachusetts, the state with the highest per capita spending at $850 to $900 per resident per year, is also one of the most unequal states in the country. Economists call the lottery a regressive tax. The people who can least afford to play are the ones playing the most. That's not just a moral problem, it's a business problem. If public pressure ever forces your state to cap ticket purchases, restrict scratch-off variety, or ban lottery advertising, your heaviest customers, the ones buying 3 or 4 tickets every visit, are the first to disappear. And your coffee sales disappear with them. Time to answer the actual question. How much money do you make selling lottery tickets? Option 1. Low-traffic gas station. You add a terminal to your existing store for under $1,000. Annual ticket sales, about $200,000. Your commission, roughly $12,000. But the foot traffic those customers bring in generates another $25,000 to $35,000 in profit from everything else in the store. Total lottery-related profit? Around $40,000 a year. Not bad for a machine you barely touch. But if iLottery goes live in your state, you already know what happens to your foot traffic. Option 2. High-traffic hotspot in a prime location. Investment? $50,000 to $100,000 in rent and setup. You're moving over $500,000 in tickets a year. Total profit when you add commission and everything customers buy on the way to the register, $120,000 to $160,000 a year. But your entire business model is foot traffic. A highway reroute, a construction project blocking your entrance for 6 months, a new gas station across the street, and your lottery sales and your hot dog sales go to zero together. You don't control any of it. Option 3. 10-store empire. Investment? North of $1 million across 10 leases, build-outs, and inventory. Total profit, lottery commissions plus everything else customers buy, runs $700,000 to over $1 million a year. And if one of your locations sells a jackpot winner, the bonus in California tops out at $1 million. But the odds of that are about the same as your customers' odds of holding the winning ticket. And here's the reality check. You're not running a lottery business. You're running 10 convenience stores. 10 leases, 10 sets of employees, 10 refrigerators breaking down in August. Your entire lottery commission across all 10 locations might not cover the rent on your best one. The lottery doesn't scale for you. It scales for the state. Every convenience store in America has the same machine behind the counter. Same odds, same 5-cent commission, same dream on the ticket. The house always wins. In this game, the house is the government, and you're not the house. You're the counter.